Beatriz Ferreira versus Yanina Lescano. 10 rounds for the IBF vacant women's lightweight title, 135. Let's get into it. Let's start with Ferreira. 4 wins, no losses, 2 wins by way of knockout. Ferreira comes from a boxing family. Her father was a 2-time Brazilian champion, so she's been around the sport for a while now, since 15, if what I read was correct. She was sparring Adrienne Araujo, who in 2016 became an Olympic bronze medalist before she started her own Olympic journey. In 2020, Ferreira came away with a silver medal, the best performance by a Brazilian female boxer. She's done very well for herself at the amateur level, and now at the professional level, she's looking to become a champion in her 5th fight, although I think that she may be going to try to represent her country at the next Olympic Games. Man, the first fight I saw of her was on the undercard of Estrada and Chocolatito 3 when she fought, can't remember her first name, but her last name was Brown. And man, she looked great. Like, Ferreira's very calculated, not a lot of wasted movement or her punches, puts together wicked combinations, intentional, powerful combinations. She's got good power. She's accurate, good variation in her attack. She put a beating on Brown, man. She dropped her in the first round, caught her again in the second round, and shortly after that, it was over with. This is not a woman that you want to get into the ring with if you are not ready to fight. Like, she comes to fight, and she's not playing no games. After that fight, she fought Carla Zamora. Even though she didn't get the stoppage against Zamora, Zamora is game, man. She's a very tough and durable fighter. Ferreira dominated that fight in every way. Intentional with every shot. In each fight, I feel like you see something different of her. She counterpunched very well against Zamora, and she's a switch hitter, man. She can fight from both stances. She fights well off the front foot, and she fights well off the back foot. She showed good footwork and speed in that fight. She was sitting down on her punches against Zamora, and I think because she was looking for the knockout and gunning for it, it didn't come. Sometimes when you aim for something and want to really accomplish something or really get it, you're working too hard to get it done. It doesn't always come, because she was landing massive punches on Zamora, man, but she's tough, very tough. And Zamora was landing some good shots of her own, while Beatriz Ferreira's offense is as good as it gets. Because of her style, man, she likes to be in the fire. She likes to be right in front of her opponents, and you will get burnt. Even if it's not a lot, you'll get burned a little bit if you stay in that fire too long. And Zamora did get some good shots off of her own, but she was outmatched on the night against Beatriz Ferreira, man. In her most recent fight, she fought Destiny Jones in another exciting fight, another great showing from Ferreira, and a pretty good showing from Destiny Jones as well. Destiny Jones has a lot of heart, man, because, you know, she was taking some massive punches, and she gave everything. Take a punch, still kept trying to fight, still kept trying to land shots of her own, and she did let shots of her own, but you could see the difference in skill, the difference in talent, and Ferreira was switching from orthodox to southpaw effortlessly and punching out of both stances without missing a beat. And she looked fast when she was doing it too, man. As the fight went on, she started to really separate herself more and more, and that gap went further and further and further apart, and she was able to drop Destiny Jones in the 7th round, and they waved off the fight in the 8th. I'm glad they waved it off, because Jones wanted to come back and fight, but she was taking way too much punishment, way too many shots, man. I think Beatriz Ferreira is the real deal, so I'm looking forward to seeing what she does on the night and what her performance will look like. Let's talk about her opponent, Yanina Lescano. 14 wins, 3 losses, 4 wins by way of knockout. I remember Lescano when she fought Caroline Dubois. I thought she fought, she fought a decent fight. She fought a pretty good fight, right? It was going to be tough to beat the home fighter, but Lescano came in letting her hands go, especially in that second round, trying to force the fight, whereas Dubois was trying to be patient and box on the outside and figure out Lescano's timing, and then that's when she would impose her size, her power, and her offensive repertoire. In the fourth round, Dubois scored a knockdown. I don't think it was a devastating punch. It looked like Dubois threw a punch. Lescano slightly blocked it, but lost her balance along the way, and her knees touched the canvas. Lescano would go on to lose the fight, but she could fight, man. This is a girl that's going to come in. She's coming to win the fight. I felt like when she fought Dubois, she did not commit to letting her hands go, and I think that did not help her case to make it an uncomfortable fight for Dubois, because like Dubois, like her brother, man, I think they're natural boxers. Even though they're strong and powerful, I think they're natural boxers more than they are big punchers. Physically strong, right? But again, I think they're more natural boxers, want to fight on the outside, wanting to be tactical in their approach rather than to just come in and impose their power on their opponents. But I felt like if Lescano would have brought a little bit more pressure and committed to taking that risk offensively, she might have been able to put forth a better showing against Caroline Dubois. But she went on, gave a great fight, man, gave it everything that she had. Lescano won her most recent fight against Pamela Benavidez, where she won a unanimous decision victory. I couldn't find the tape to see really how she looked. But, man, she is going to be in tough against Beatriz Ferreira in this fight, man. So who wins? You know, how Ferreira fights, man, and how quickly she sets the pace and the tone of the fight. I think it's either going to be a long night for Lescano or it's going to be a short night for Lescano. This is Ferreira's first 10-round fight. Lescano has gone 10 rounds before, so it's going to be interesting to see what the game plan is for Lescano and how she handles the pressure and skill and power of Ferreira. 2-minute rounds are always tough because it goes by so quickly, and stoppages are kind of hard to come by in 2 minutes. However, I think Ferreira is going to come into this fight, put on a spectacular performance, and I think she stops Lescano in the second half of the fight. I like Beatriz Ferreira to win this fight by stoppage. I think the skill level is going to be apparent. What are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you have winning this one? Let me know in the comment section below. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a couple ways you can do so. You can like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like support by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. Also, my Cash App handle will be on screen as well. Any amount goes towards the growth of this channel and will be greatly appreciated. Shout out to all the members holding down the membership section, man. I appreciate each of you. So with all that being said, if you've been watching the video this time, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, and we'll definitely see you next time.